Hello, wonderful people, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. We are here with the wonderful alpacas. I love it here so much. But yeah, we heard what the second challenge is gonna be, and Wuklama is not too happy because she has to catch an alpaca. So yeah, as Wuklama helped demonstrate, the valley alpaca are wary of people. Getting close enough to catch one will not be an easy task. You might have warned me about that earlier. I have enough trouble with tame alpacas. How do you expect me to wrangle a wild one? With the proper saddle, we infuse the leather with a relaxing scent that soothes the spitting beast. Wonderful, give me one of those then. Have you perhaps forgotten we are a clan of merchants? If you want a taming saddle, then you'll need to find a saddler and make them an offer. Find a saddler. That's what I meant. They don't come cheap, of course. Crafting a saddle will cost you the equivalent of 10 pel in the thousands column. You mean 10,000 pel? I don't have that kind of money. Of coin. Converting to gil, that comes to around 1 million or so, mayhap if we all pitch in. I have 2 million, almost 3. No, this is my feat to accomplish. I wouldn't feel right about having others pay the cost. I find the money somehow. In that case... The basket of wool is worth the sum you paid me earlier, 1 pel in the hundreds column. Beginning with the wool, you can trade for ever more valuable goods until you have something suitable to bargain with for the saddle. That's a nice gesture, but you think I can turn 100 pel into 1 million? That's 10,000 times more. We need 10,000 pel, not 1 million, so we're looking at 100 times more. Oh right, I panicked and got it confused with Elfinus million gil. I'm not sure about this trading idea. You were almost talked into buying a cloak you didn't need mere moments after you arrived. But I hate it when you're right. Then let me help you with your deal making. Oh, hello again. Mablu, I work here as a range hand, but I've also learned a lot about the peddler profession. It's alright if I ate them now, yes? I guided the claimants towards the first step of the feat like you asked. As long as Wuklama goes alone to capture her alpaca, she is free to accept assistance from whoever she likes. Hooray, let's see about getting you that saddle then, third promise. I don't know why you made your offer, but I could use an ally with a beak for bargains. Welcome aboard, Mablu. Should the rest of us stay behind perhaps, it may be easier to haggle over prices without so many voices chiming in. Yes, stay here and pitch in with the ranch work. With Mablu gone, I'll need extra hands to tend the alpacas. Yay! Gladly, although Elo, I think you should go with Wuklama. No! You see markets and bazaars the world over and surely have sage advice to share. Not really. I want to stay with the alpaca. In that case, you should also hold on to the alpaca wool. If it's misplaced or sold in some way, you'll have nothing to bargain with. As if I'd do such a thing. But I'll leave the wool with Elo anyway, the better to keep my hands free. To begin, I suggest we try trading the wool to Havli, the saddler. We won't agree to the deal, of course. He won't agree to the deal, of course, but it'll give us an idea of how much he'll accept for his wares. Hey. I just want to stay with the alpacas. They're so cute. I'm sad. Let's go find that saddler. Alrighty, we're here with Havli. Something I can do for you. We've come to bargain. I need one of your special taming saddles to catch a wild alpaca. A saddle, is it? And how will you be paying for it? With this basket of fine alpaca wool. What use does a saddle maker have for wool? Besides, this would barely cover the cost of a single strap buckle. Offer me something I actually want. And what might that be? Mezcal. I like to nurse a cup at day's end while I inspect my finished work. Bring me a jug of quality stuff and you've got yourself a deal. This bodes well for us, for a promise. Such mezcal can be had for only 5 pel in the thousands column. Hold on. Did you say for a promise? Then my offer has changed. The saddle is going to cost you a jug of premium mezcal. Aged 3 years at least. 3 years? That stuff is valued at 10,000 pel or more. Why have you doubled the price? Because I must support the man of ambition who will see my business prosper. Zoraal Ja will go to war and his cavalry will need saddles. Lots of saddles. It's nothing personal for promise, but I won't sell you my craft for anything less than my asking price. I guess she ruined it. Would have been better if we didn't take her with us. Can't say that I blame him. I'm known for championing peace, and peace is unlikely to bring him more customers. Those of our grandparents' generation remember the dark days when the clans were at war. Many of these Peru pray for your victory, Vuklamat. The younger ones, though, to them strife and bloodshed are as children's stories. They think themselves safe from these horrors and take the peace we now enjoy for granted. Still, others are unsatisfied with this quiet prosperity and crave the future the second promise envisions. They've become obsessed with innovations like the dirigibles that have made trade swift and easy. Then you have those like Havli, convinced that the first promise plans for conquest will afford them opportunities for great profit. But what about you, Mablu? Aren't you of the younger generation? At least a year or two younger than me, I'd say. Oh, I was raised on the old tales. I've memorized the accounts of what it was like when the Yokui ruled our village. That's why I offered to help. I want you to become Dawn Servant, to keep our nation from going back to the way it was. Well, then I guess I better make sure I win the contest. But the type of mezcal the saddle maker wants is so very expensive. Weren't we expecting you to need 10,000 pel from the outset? Nothing's changed, we just need to get on with it. I may not have a head for trade or the stomach for alpacas, but I won't give up with the peace of Turiola on the line. Then neither will I. We will make you Dawn Servant. Aiming for the 10,000 pel jug right away will only bring us failure and frustration, so let's first try exchanging the wool for anything even a touch more valuable. The trick is to find someone who needs alpaca wool and is willing to trade at a loss to acquire it. Someone who supports your bid for the throne, for instance. That dude. Yeah, that dude. Of course, the weaver, Bolnok was his name, I believe. He went out of his way to say he agreed with my vision and he was here to buy wool. I think I remember the direction he was going, but for now let's head back to that road where we first met him. Alrighty, let's go look for that dude. And here we are at the road. This is the spot. After Bolnok talked to us, he walked off to the south. Then he was probably going to XIV's Inn. Most visitors to Vatumpelo end up staying there. Let's go and check, shall we? Let's go. Alrighty, we are here in front of the inn. Looks very cozy, not gonna lie. And we found Bolnok. Can I have the basket, Elo? Sure. Thanks. Now let's see if we can turn a profit. Good luck. Bolnok, I'm glad we found you. Are you interested in making a trade? I've heard promise you wish to do business with me. Might I ask what this is all about? I see, so the goal is to turn that basket of wool into a jug of 3-year-old premium mezcal. Then allow me to invest in your efforts. Yay. Peace in Zoraal is what allows me to cross freely into the lands of my suppliers. Naturally, I would prefer that one pledge to preserve that peace win the throne. Thus do I humbly offer you this wool poncho, a small token that I pray contributes to your victory. Oh, that's fine craftsmanship. A garment like that would easily fetch 5 pel in the hundreds column. That's very generous, Bolnok. Thank you. I promise I won't let you down. I have every faith in you for a promise. May fortune bless your future dealings. I can't believe you quintupled your investment with your first deal. We're off to a spectacular start. Only because Enor remembered our weaver friend. All I did was hand over the wool. That's not true. The connections you build with people are vital. This is one of the most fundamental precepts of trading. One which you've instinctively mastered. You think so? I know so. Now let's take our 500 pel poncho and trade it for something even more valuable. Here, Elor, you take the poncho. If I lost it somehow, Ernville would never let me hear the end of it. All set, our next deal is waiting to be found. What the hell? Excellent trade. Nice. Success, you traded a 100 pel basket of alpaca wool for 500 pel wool poncho. Oh my god, this is gonna take forever, isn't it? Leveraging connections is a sound strategy, but we should also consider supply and demand. An individual in urgent need of a good poncho will offer more than a merchant simply looking to stock his shelves. That makes sense, but how do we know if someone needs a poncho? They aren't wearing one, they have a fabulous sense of style. Guess they aren't wearing one? That's the obvious answer, isn't it? We look for a person without a poncho and hope they're eager to buy ours. Yes, there you go. We found the demand for our supply. So where should we begin our search for prospective buyers? There are any number of places, but we could do worse than starting right here at the inn. There might be interested travelers. Who here needs a poncho? A lot of Zoraal Ja hardly wear anything to begin with. Those are probably lance guard or swell swords. Zoraal Ja who soldier for a living prefer not to wear much above the waist. It hampers their movements. So even if they have bared shoulders, Zoraal Ja carrying arms can be struck off the list. Okay, no Zoraal Ja. Wait, aren't they all Zoraal Ja? I mean, except this one, I guess? Huh? I mean, I guess this one wears something. This one's already fully dressed, an artisan or a peddler perhaps. Come to rest after visiting Rancho Pelo like Bolnok would be my guess. Okay, I'm sorry. That's a lance guard, probably dropped by the inn to take a break between patrols. Man, I don't know. The Zoraal Ja is armed, could be a Dawntrail courier. I've seen them flying their wyvers, and those types aren't fond of excessive clothing either. I'm sorry. I feel like everyone is not interested. Let's see, no coat or cloak, but also no weapon. Oh, we might have a winner. Oh. Oh there, friend. You're not a mercenary by trade, right? I was curious about your bold choice of dress or lack thereof. Oh, it was no choice of mine, believe me. I was attacked by beasts on the way here and barely escaped with my scales intact. My coat was not so lucky. I'm actually a toolmaker from Tuliolal and was dressed quite smartly, all the better to show the Pelu I am a man who takes pride in his appearance, and therefore his work as well, but now look at me. Well, sir, this is your lucky day. What a splendid poncho. This would be the perfect replacement for the coat I lost. We'd be willing to part with it if you'd like to make a trade for one of your fine tools, perhaps. What about this hatchet? I crafted it myself and will vouch for its quality. The blade looks sharp, the haft well made. I'd value it at 1 pel in the thousands column. Nice, then we doubled it already. From 500 to 1,000, we have a deal. Wonderful, a fine garment such as this should put me on even footing with any Pelu merchant. Like the eponymous owner of Miplus Mate Garden, for one. Her field hands use hatchets to harvest the mate, and I thought to impress her with the tool I sold you. No matter, I have other wares to sell. Glad I am to have met you. Did you hear that? We've already found our next buyer. To Miplus Mate Garden we go. Yes, but it's a fair distance on foot. We should take alpacas. These ones will be the calm type, right? Yes, probably. Yay! An excellent trade. Success, you traded a 500 pel wool poncho for a 1,000 pel hatchet. We're trading masters now. Alrighty, let's go get an alpaca. Alrighty, let's get some alpacas. They're so cute, I can't. Well done recognizing the toolmaker as a potential customer. If you've a mind to change professions, you'd make an excellent merchant. Nah, I'm good. I see an ether current. Be right back. Alrighty, we're back. I'm happy now. Before we get moving, you should be the one to hold this. The hatchet. With that, I suppose we should hop on the alpacas Mablu has so kindly provided. Alpacas! Ready to go? Let's mount up. Yes! Oh my god! Oh my god, I'm so happy! Oh. Oh, they're talking. Whoops. Whoa. Those are some big beasts. Oh. They're so cute. Like, look at their little tail. Whoa. It's cool that they don't attack us. Oh. Whoa. That looks sick. Workhorse or more. Forbidden Sight, isn't it? One I've never appreciated up close. You have to take the long way around the cliffs to get there, to the highlands belonging to the Yokoi. I'm sorry, I got the hiccups right now. So Mablu, you said you were learning about the peddler profession, you don't care for ranch work. What? No, I love it. I love working with alpacas. Exactly. But becoming a peddler has always been a dream of mine. It's just I'm not sure I have the talent for it. Oh, I'm sure you're alright. And those are cool. If I can help you buy the Taming Saddle though, then it'd be proof that I can do this after all. In that case, you'd best get ready to be a merchant. Look, we're almost there. And that looks cool. I saw an ether current. We made it, and without a single smelly incident. I sent the alpacas back to Ikuvlo's inn, so we'll walk along the main road when we return to the village. Speaking of roads to travel, you were adopted by the Dawn servant, weren't you, for a promise? That I was. Then perhaps you understand, I was an orphan too, you see. Tobly took me in. He took in all the ranch hands, actually. All of them? Yes, and everyone works hard at their chores, grateful for the opportunity to repay the head ledger's generosity. Yet here I am, the only one wanting to go off and be a merchant. I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm telling you this. We need to keep trading things for your saddle if you're to prepare for the feat of gold. As it's mate harvesting season, they can't have too many quality hatches. Add to that Wuklamat's way with people and we should have no trouble making a favorable deal. That's Miplu herself over there. Pass the hatchet to the fur promise and let's get to bargaining. You have that little axe for me. Thanks, now to see what we can get for it. You're Miplu, the owner of these fields. I have a mind to trade if you're interested. Well, the fair promise. I might be convinced to entertain a proposal. What do you have on offer? This hatchet, forged by a seasoned artisan. The razor edge of this exceptional tool will make light work of your crops. The quality is acceptable, I suppose. I offer you a large sack of mate leaves in exchange. A sack of mate leaves is valuable at 1 pel in the thousands column, the same price as the hatchet. This deal would bring us no closer to the mezcal. If I may, Mistress Miplu, it's harvesting season, is it not? Does not the demand for hatches afford them a higher value? It is indeed the season, which is why I procured an ample batch of tools well in advance. We've missed the window for demand. In that case, we'll have to fall back on connections. Think of it this way. A generous deal here will put you in the third promise's good graces. Surely that's worth of consideration. I do not wish to give offense, but I must tell you that I stand with the second promise. This innovations will improve every aspect of our lives, I believe, including farming. And I will no longer have need of hatches. I assure you that I have nothing but respect for Wuklaman. That is why I am prepared to purchase a spare hatchet at a fair price. I suppose it is fair given your reasons, but we ourselves would be no better off for the transaction. How about this then? If we were to help bring in your harvest, would you give us a better deal? As a matter of fact, I would. Until Koana's reforms come about, I can always use more hands in the fields. Then you can go ahead and add our labor to the bargain. Added value to tip the scales. How could I have forgotten one of the most basic rules of trading? You can rest here if you like, Mablu. Elo and I have made together. Oh no, I'm helping too. Off to the fields then, and mind you, pick the healthy leaves. I'll take 5 good bundles from each of you. Alright, let's go gather some leaves. Alrighty, we got some leaves. You brought me some leaves then? Yes. There you go. An acceptable harvest. We'll see how your companions fare before I make any decisions though. Fair. Fair enough. Here, we've brought our share as well. Thank you for promise. This is more than enough to hold up your end of the bargain. Now it's time to honor mine, after adding the value of your labor to the price of the hatchet. I'm prepared to offer you a full sack of our highest grade mate leaves. Is it mate leaves? I mean, in German it would be mate, I guess. Premium made, bought at the shop. 1 sack of those leaves would cost no less than 5 pel in the thousands column. Yay! Then we can bid farewell to this hatchet. I'll give it a good home. Talk of the contest aside, I'm glad we could come to a mutually agreeable trade. As am I. All the best with the rest of your harvest. Mablu, what's wrong? It's as I was saying before, even after everything Tobli's done for me, I'm planning to abandon it all and become a merchant. Oh my god. But then I needed your help after forgetting a basic rule of trade. How can I expect Tobli to accept my decision then? If you mentioned your plans to leave, so you intend to give up then. There we go again. That sob stuff. Not exactly. I wanted to prove I could succeed as a peddler before I declared my intentions. I seek to follow in my father's footsteps, but not because he expects it of me. I want to preserve Toral's peace, and becoming Dawn's servant happens to be the best way to do it. You should live a life of your own choosing, and I wouldn't be surprised if Tobli held the same opinion, so talk to him. You're right, it's better to find out for sure than worry over what he might say. Thank you for the advice. But first we have a saddle to buy. I want that success under my belt so I can be sure of my decision. What's next then? We try to trade our tea leaves for some halfway to 10,000 pel. No, I think we're close enough now. I say we go straight for the premium mezcal. Bargain our way into double the value, eh? I think you can do it. Trust me, I will make this trade work. I admire you for a promise. That you're holding your own against such strong competition for the throne is inspiring. Am I really holding my own against Koana and Zoraal Ja? I mean, of course I am. I'm Wuklamat of the Dawn's Promise, after all. I'm like, excuse me, I'm helping you here. Yay! No. You're annoying me. I don't want to talk to you. Before we go, let me give you the mate leaves. I don't need to risk proving Erinville's point. Ready then? Our next stop is the Mezcal Distillery. Alrighty, let's go there. And here we are in front of the distillery. I want to speak with a man by the name of Gobli. Even among his fellow distillers, he's regarded as a master of the craft. He knows the value of his product, so if we're to convince him to trade for twice what the leaves are worth, we're going to need targeted information. That means asking around and taking in the gossip. If you could talk to people here in the distillery at all, perhaps Wuklama could do the same at the village entrance. Meanwhile, I'll head to the north side and see what I can learn. Alright. Me, I'm a chef from Tuliolal. I often come here to buy Gobli's mezcal, the finest in Tuval, according to my customers. He always brings out a jug during our dealings, but I can't handle the stuff too well myself. I take small sips, not wanting to be impolite, you understand, but still end up so addled as to agree to whatever price he quotes me. It would be nice to have less potent refreshments during such conversations, else I might have to seriously reconsider our arrangement. Goblin might be a deft hand at distilling, but he's got no sense when it comes to appearances. Rumor has it he's been invited to the palace for business negotiations if he presents himself to the court wearing his usual rumple attire. Though he'll be left out of some purge. Okay, so he has no fashion sense, I guess? There's not much I can say about Gobli, but I can tell you what Gobli's been saying. The other day, he was muttering about monsters prowling around Agave Jaws. That's the field where they gather ingredients for the mezcal. Their presence has made it harder to procure said ingredients and thus driven up the price of his product a boon. Some might argue, but it's hard to celebrate when it affects the work as it does. Can't rightly bring joy to people if you can't keep making the thing they love. Okay, let's go talk to Mablu again. Where is she? Why are you hiding here? So what did you find out? Stuff. Oh, we can make use of all those tidbits. The deal is as good as sealed. As for me, I found out where Gobli is working. There's a millstone at the top of the slope behind the distillery. You go on ahead and I'll bring Buklamat. Alright, let's go. Look at that alpaca! It's so strong! Go! You can do it! Oh my god. I love alpacas. Okay, let's look at it. You have business with me, madam. Why don't we talk down below so as not to distract the alpaca from his work? Oh, but I want to look at the alpaca. Why does no one want me around alpacas? Maybe I get too excited. Now, what's this about? Keep it brief, if you would. I'm a busy man. We're in the market for a 3-year-old jug of premium mezcal, assuming you have any on hand, that is. Ah, an excellent choice. I must warn you, though, it doesn't come cheap. We don't have pal, but we can offer a sack of mate leaves in exchange. It's top-grade stuff, like the mezcal. No deal. Mate leaves are well and good, but I don't have any use for them. No deal? Just like that? Still, I'd hate to send you away empty-handed. Why don't we sit and chat a while over a cup of mezcal? Now the real bargain begins. Which of our cards do you want to play first? Ubigo Chest's Taste for Strong Drink. Gobley's Invitation to the Palace. The Monsters in the Agave Fields. I don't know. I feel like this one is the strongest one, but I have no idea. Let's hold on to that one. We need to consider our timing. Taste for strong drinks? I don't know what they want from me. I guess. I appreciate your hospitality, but I'm afraid I can't hold my drink. I've heard one of your regular customers, so I hope Bigo Chef is the same. Seeing as not everyone can enjoy a mezcal, I wonder if you might benefit from having other refreshments to offer. Something like mate tea, for instance, and brewed from the finest leaves, of course. Ah, you're right, absolutely right. I had noticed a growing reluctance on the part of my Hubigo friend, but did not realize I myself was to blame. I must endeavor to be a better host. Still, even with that added value in mind, no sack of leaves is worth the mezcal you're after. Should we offer to call the monsters causing them trouble? Not yet. We'll keep that card up our sleeve until we need it. As I expect you're aware, the rite of succession is currently taking place. That's why the Fur Promise has graced us with her presence. When the contest is decided, the subsequent ascension ceremony and banquet will be a prestigious affair. If your mezcal were to be served there, it would bring your distillery immeasurable fame. Wait, could it be that your rumored invitation to the palace is to discuss that very possibility? As a matter of fact, yes, I must admit I'm still reeling from the abruptness of it all. It would be a great honor and opportunity if I can secure the deal. Well, I should think your exceptional mezcal would speak for itself. That said, there's no such thing as being too prepared, and first impressions last. You'll want to be wearing your very best when you walk into Volokshunsa. It would be such a shame to miss this chance of a lifetime supply for want of proper garments. Looks fine to me. I mean, she's wearing literally the same, no? Just in pink. That it would. Are you saying you have garments to offer, something ideal for court? We have no garments on hand, I'm afraid, but we can provide you with the next best thing. An introduction to a weaver. His name is Bolnok, and his works are highly regarded in Todiolal. That's what she meant with the connections. A supporter of Vuklamat and keen observer of palace politics, he will doubtless be happy to guide you in the selection of an outfit to fit this golden occasion. That is certainly a tempting proposal, and one of which I should like to take full advantage, but the scales still aren't quite balancing. Say, weren't there monsters running amok in Agave Jaws? That's a problem we could easily solve for you. Truly, I would be most grateful for your immediate assistance. I was resigned to hiring sellswords to clear them out. Factoring in that saved expense and an introduction to a trusted weaver, this is shaping up to be a sound bargain. Alright, you have a deal. Yes, I knew you'd come around. Give us a moment and Elo and I will take care of these prowling nuisances. In the meantime, I'll use the time to pen an introductory letter to Bolnok. The fields you're looking for are just north of Wachumpelo. Be safe. Alrighty. Let's go do that. Alright, here we are. There should be a Gov just over there. Does it go faster if we split up? Come and find me once you finish clearing out your share of the pests. Let's go. There we go, all done. Compared to the creatures I hunted with Papa, this was no challenge at all. Nice. Come on, let's head back to the distillery. All that's left is to give Mablu the sack of leaves so she can seal the deal. Alright, let's go. Alrighty, we're back. Those monsters were no trouble for you, it seems. Now, if I could just have the sack of leaves. There you go. Thank you for looking after our precious trading goods. No worries. Your monster problem has been resolved, Master Gobley. Here are the mate leaves and written introduction to Bolnok as agreed. Then the deal is done. Here, your jug of premium mezcal, and aged 3 years. Please accept it with my compliments. Yes, we finally have the mezcal. Great work, especially you, Mablu. You were the one that inspired me to come this far, for a promise. But let's not celebrate until we have the saddle in hand. Mablu is it. You drive a hard bargain, young peddler. I look forward to doing business with you in the future. Thank you, but truth be told, I'm just a ranch hand for now. Should I ever become a proper merchant, though, I'll be back to strike more deals with you. Yay, we did it. Now to get the saddle. Wuklama in the saddle. Even at the palace, I don't think I've held a 10,000 pel jug of anything before. My hands won't stop shaking. Here, you better hold on to it until we get to the saddle maker. Can you imagine if we dropped it and had to start all over again? Luckily, Havli's place is not far. We just need to head across the plaza. Let's go! Alrighty, let's get that saddle. This is the trade we've been working towards. There you go, don't drop it. Still in one piece, right? Time to make our deal. Get your tools ready, Saddler. We've brought your precious mezcal. Wait, you actually got your hands on a jug, but you had nothing. A few measly clumps of wool. What we had was an aspiring trader with a gift for negotiation. Although I'd sooner aid no claimant but Zoraal Ja. I cannot go against the guiding principles of the Pilu. The trade is a fair one. I will craft your saddle for a promise. Great. Stay and wait if you like. I have all the requisite materials, so this won't take long. Nice. We're gonna have another heart-to-heart with her about her merchant thingy. Oh, thank God. Your commission is ready. Catching a wild alpaca is never a simple affair, but you'll have an easier time of it with one of my saddles. Now, if you don't mind, I have other work that needs finishing. I can taste that smooth mezcal already. We did it! The saddle is ours. And to think we started out with only 100 pel basket of alpaca wool. Mablu, you're going to be an incredible merchant. Thank you. It makes me so glad to hear you say that for promise. We got what we came for, so let's return to the ranch. The others will be awaiting. Yippee! We got the Taming Saddle. Why do we have to talk to Elf, you know? Like... You've acquired the saddle then? Yes. Yes, and thanks in no small part to Mablu. Before you rush off to catch an alpaca though, let me teach you how to saddle one. I'll bring out one of our wild-born friends so you can practice. But I mean, the thing is, they also have to get close to it. Isn't that the main issue? I know, this is something I need to learn. The beast. The horror. The eyes of death. Pure monster. Great sunken gods, I did it. Ah. You hardly seem bothered, much less inclined to spit, as if he was completely accepting of Uklamat's touch. That is because of the singular scent with which the saddle has been coated. Alpacas find it very soothing. You know, I've never taken a good long look at one of you before, but you're actually kind of cute. Yeah. You're only now noticing that? Zoraal Ja, he's back. Whoa! Having done exactly what he set out to do. The alpaca is broad. Is it just me or is it glowing? I've heard tales of such a beast. They say the golden alpaca lives a solitary existence deep in the valley, where it shuns the company of both man and its own kind. Damn. How did he manage to snare a prize like that? A beast knows its betters. Faced with overwhelming strength, it will yield rather than risk death. An apt illustration of how greatly the power of the first promise exceeds yours, Wuklamat. Strength alone won't win him our father's throne. I'll be the one to find the Golden City, and then Zoraal can remain at peace. An everlasting desire for peace can only be forged in the fires of war. To unite as one, the people must be taught. They must suffer the horror and the hopelessness firsthand. Exhaustion from prolonged conflict, the wages of war's merciless nature. These are what moved the clans to join in the founding of Tuliolal all those years ago. Consider the younger generation of this village. Since birth have they basked in unbroken harmony, and behold, they regard war not as tragedy but opportunity. Thus does the resilient son seek to provide education. He offers much needed lessons in the realities of conquest and the renewed appreciation for peacetime. It's true that war's misery breeds a longing for peace. But I have seen with my own eyes what becomes of an empire forged through the violence you propose, the rebellions it spawned and the ruins it left behind. The Gallian Empire was a congregation of simpletons. The oppressed fought back against their oppressors, as well they should. Men are not beasts, only a fool would seek to rule over all with the threat of force alone. This is why Zoraal Ja did not elevate the Mamulja, why he treated all clans with equal respect. However, the first promise has his gaze fixed upon more distant horizons. He would unite not only Tuliyola, but the star in its entirety. Why? I need to explain myself to you. Oh, I need not explain myself to you. Oh, well done indeed. The first promise has completed the feat of gold with an appropriate golden flourish. May I present to you your much-deserved keystone? Ah, he's pink. He's always been like that, never sharing his innermost thoughts with me or even with Koana. It's like we're not even family. I'll ponder Zoraal Ja and his mysteries later. Right now, I need to think about finishing the feat of gold. I have my saddle, I've practiced how to use it, so I'll lead on to where the wild alpacas roam. The valley of Urunkanka is northwest of here. Come on, everyone. Even if we can't enter ourselves, you can see Wuklamat off on her hunt. Alright. Let's go. Alrighty, here we are. We have to cheer on Wuklamat.
Good luck there, Promise!
Thanks. I don't need it. Truth be told, still not sure about alpacas. I'd rather not go near one if I can help it. But if I'm to rule this nation, then I'll need to learn how to live with them. Tural is their home too. Right. I'm off.
So, shall we head back to the ranch, or...?
I'm staying here.
As will I. Wuklamat is alone in this. The least we can do is stand watch and await her return.
It may be a while yet. Help me pitch the tent.
Well, you need to sleep over. It's gonna take that long to catch an alpaca.
Trust a gleaner to come prepared for anything.
What's a gleaner?
Someone whose job it is to travel the world and procure uncommon things for their employers. Erenville specializes in finding animals, I believe.
But aren't you a Shaitana from Shaktural? Why did you cross the salt?
When I was much younger, the thought of leaving Tural never even occurred to me. But then, some years ago, my mentor tasked me with a difficult hunt. Something I could never find, she said, so long as I clung to the familiar. She suggested that I leave home, leave Tural, and join the Gleaners of Sharlayan. As one of their number, I could experience the world, immerse myself in myriad cultures and customs, see the many faces of nature. And once I had learned what is truly important, I would find that which I seek. My younger self took those words to heart, and off I went to become a gleaner.
Her words alone moved you to leave behind everything you'd ever known? You must have great respect for your mentor.
As it happens, gleaner work was much to my liking, and I all but forgot why I had pursued it in the first place. Yet, events conspired to put me back on the trail I'd abandoned.
Wait, are you saying you were tasked with finding the City of Gold?
I was. And though my hunt is now entangled with the right of succession, I mean to see it through.
Well then, I understand completely. We all have our reasons for seeking the Golden City. Which is all the more reason for us to work together.
Just so.
She should have been back by now. What if something's happened to her? We need to tell Tobli and arrange a search party.
Oh, she's coming.
Wait. Do you hear that?
Ah.
They did it!
You're utterly spent, and small wonder.
Small wonder, it's an alpaca. And she even has a saddle
done,
that is
third
like calming
promise.
them down.
The ranch isn't going anywhere. Take a rest in the tent.
I think I will. Thank you all for believing in me.
And it is so dramatic. I'm so relieved the third promise came back to us safely. The alpaca she tamed is a healthy-looking beast. Surely this will be enough to set aside the feet of gold. If it has to be a golden alpaca, I'm gonna lose it. Mount still seems a bit unsteady on her feet, hardly surprising after she spent the night chasing alpacas. You know what will melt away fatigue like that? Like magic though. Matey. I'll run out of the ranch and get a pot brewing. That way you can take your time. And the tea will be ready when you arrive. As Mablusa wisely suggested, we shall set a slower pace for our exhaustive third promise. Ready? Let's go. Ready, we're back at the ranch. Come back ahead of the others, did you? I should hurry along with the tea then. Buklama can't be that far behind. Thought she went ahead so she could make some tea. Oh, that tea really is magical. I feel better already. I see you've become more comfortable around our fuzzy friends. Watching this one taught me a lot about alpacas. What grasses and fruits they eat, what sounds they react to, their adorable little quirks. I guess I've grown kind of fond of them. Nice. Welcome back, Fur Promise. Accomplished a feat of gold, have you? Yes, there is no mistaking a valley alpaca. I commend you on your success. Well done. Yes, we did it. Although I couldn't find a shiny one like Zoraal Ja did. I'd be surprised if you had. Golden alpacas are born but once every few decades. They are elusive, solitary creatures that are rarely seen, much less captured, thanks to their innate physical and magical gifts. Only a single other person is known to have caught one before, that being Zoraal Ja himself. Papa was chasing alpacas too? So my grandfather's stories say. It was before the founding of Tuliolal, in a time when the mountain giants, the Yokui, held our people in thrall. Compelled by their overlords, our forebears would ride their alpaca mounts to the highlands to deliver gifts of food and other tributes. Those were wretched days to hear grandfather tell it. Then along came the young Zoraal Ja, yet unburdened by the mantle of the dawn servant. Our people were amazed by his imposing two-headed figure, equal to the Yokui in stature, and puzzled by his entourage of mismatched companions. Some trembled in fear, believing a new conqueror had come. Yet Zoraal Ja showed no such inclinations. He sat and spoke of us, sipping from the cups of May tea we offered him, and grew somber when he learned of our plight. None could have anticipated what their visitor decided to do next. Zoraal Ja ascended the cliffs to face the giants and freed the Pelu from the Yokui's subjugation. He then turned an appraising eye upon our riders and proposed we take to the road to peddle our beverages. The suggestion seemed obvious for one who traveled as he did, intent on fostering amity between the clans. So it was that a few words from Zoraal Ja transformed us into a clan of itinerant merchants. I've never heard the bond Papa forged with the Pelu spoken of in that way before. The saga is not so detailed. Then you may not know that Zoraal Ja sought a sure-footed guide for his trek up into the highlands. Thus did he capture a golden alpaca. So both my brother and my father caught the rarest of creatures, while an ordinary one was the best I could manage. The feat required no more than that for a promise, and you brought back a perfectly wonderful beast. Mablu's right, you're a perfectly wonderful beast. If anyone's ordinary, it's me. Not only did you accomplish the feat of gold, you also made many trades and brought joy to many people in true Pelu fashion. I sorely doubt your sibling could have achieved the same result. You should be proud of the accomplishments which earned you your Keystone. Yay! Nice. 5 more to go. You're well on your way, Ferd, promise. We'd have been lost without you, Mablu. Thanks to you, I learned so much about the Pelu people and your customs. It might seem obvious, but I've come to realize the importance of properly knowing something. It was because I didn't understand alpacas that I was uncomfortable around them. I'm thankful to you as well, Wuklamat. You've given me the courage to say that I wasn't sure I could ever say. Oh my god, I really do not care. Toby, I want to leave the ranch and become a merchant. I appreciate everything you've done for me, and I've loved every moment caring for the alpacas. But this is something I need to do. I need to walk my own path and make my own trades. He's like, okay. As your parent, allow me to say one thing. I've always tried to give my wards lives filled with as much happiness as I could provide. Yet never once have I wanted that to be the only happiness you knew. You have my blessing to walk any path you choose, Mablu. It gladdens me to hear you found the calling you wish to pursue with such passion. You will make an exceptional peddler, I'm sure of it. Thank you, Tobli. What did I tell you, Mablu? There's one last thing I can help you with for a promise. You need to find the Golden City, right? That's the end goal. Then I suggest you talk to the Yokui. They once ruled over far more than just the Okapacha and the Pelu. 1,000 years ago, they were the overlords of Zoraal and all its people. During that era, the Pelu were commanded to search for a city of gold. They scoured every corner of the continent but never found any trace of that fabled place. But if they didn't find anything, what could the Yokui have to tell us? They may not have found it, but the fact that they fought to look for it at all makes me curious. Perhaps there's value in delving into how the legend originated. We lose nothing from asking the question. Besides, if we're determined to follow the path of the saga, we'll be visiting the giants eventually. Giants! Oh, Kral, I have a question I've been meaning to ask, and since we finished with the feed, where did you acquire that earring? My earring? Do you recognize it? Yes, pieces just like it first became fashionable in Zoraal around 20 years ago. Since then it's become common to wear one as a charm for safe travel. 20 years ago, right about the time my grandfather made his journey, yet the Dawn Servant implied the earring was connected to the Golden City in some way. Surely there was more to its significance than simple fashion. If you want to know how it first came to be crafted, I could try to find out, seeing as it's a regular seller for many merchants. I'm curious to learn about it myself. I would appreciate that very much, thank you. Jumping feet first into the peddler business, eh, Mablu? Right then, that's 2 keystones down. I say we head back to Tuliolal and plan our next move. I agree. Farewell for now, and thanks for your help. I will become Dawn Servant, so make sure you set aside your best mezcal for the occasion. Nice. She has a fearsome opponent in that brother of hers. He even brought a golden alpaca to heal. But you've heard Zoraal Ja's supporters talk. They might see opportunity in his expansionist ambitions, But they find the man himself intimidating, terrifying even. Whereas I've grown to love Wuglamat. Everyone she meets will come to love her too, and that's why she'll win the throne. You might be right, Mablu, you might be right. Nice. Guess we're gonna go back to Toriolal now. Or never mind. It feels good to have the feet of gold safely under our belt, even if my victory pales beside Zoraal Ja and his shiny golden alpaca. I know I shouldn't let it bother me, and gods know you've all been so supportive, but I want to be strong or wise like my brothers. To be a promise that people respect. Which is not likely if I stand here carrying on and on about things. Let's move on. Back to graha-tia with us. The contest has hardly begun. Let's go! Alrighty, let's wrap this up. Look at us, the contest has barely begun and we already have 2 keystones. Surely even my talented brothers aren't doing this well. We can only hope. Yay! Alrighty, but we're gonna end this episode here. Thanks so much for watching. Please leave a like if you like what you see, and obviously subscribe if you would like to see more. I try to upload every single day. So yeah, thanks again for watching and bye bye.